Okay, a student asked me for help with a couple of quadratic problems. This is hard to see, so I'll read the questions out loud. What I did though is I'm not helping the student with the problems they asked about. I just made up two problems that are very similar, and I'm going to show how to do them. And then the student should be able to learn from this and apply it to the ones that they are working on. Okay, so the first problem is about profit over months. The dollars, profit in dollars is on the y-axis, months, time in months is on the x-axis. And we have 2 points that are given. There actually could be way more, but we only need two, so I'm only mentioning the two, which is the highest point has an x of 4 and a y of 1400, and the y-intercept is 1000. And that's enough so that we can answer all of these questions. Over here, a bat hits a ball 4 feet above the ground. Here's the equation, it's given, and they're asking a bunch of questions about it. So I'm going to answer both questions as quickly as I can to make this video not be too long. Starting with the first one, I'll make this one small, move it out of the way. I'll make this one a bit bigger. Hopefully leave enough room to show the answer. Okay, so A, describe the graph. Quadratic, parabola, opens downwards. And you can say more. You can say how the axes are defined, months on the x-axis, dollars on the y-axis. Therefore, the curve describes dollars per month, and that's going to represent the profit. There's all sorts of things that you can do to describe the graph. The vertex is the highest point, so it is the 4, 1400. And what that means is after 4 months, there is $1,400 profit. And that's the highest amount of profit. Time to reach the vertex is the 4 months. Max profit is the $1,400. So you can see that questions C and D taken together are really asking the same thing as question B. And finally, the equation. I can find the equation for this with a couple of steps. I'm going to use standard form, which is y equals a times x minus h in brackets squared plus k. The hk is the vertex, so we're putting the 1400 in here. Y equals a x minus 4 squared plus 1400. And then to find the equation, we need to know what a is. And I can find out what a is if I replace x and y with one of the points, and I can use any of the points on the graph. I'm going to use the y-intercept. So the y-coordinate of the y-intercept is 100, and the x-coordinate is 1. And if I do a simplification, a is the only variable left here. 1 minus 4 is -3, -3 squared is +9, so that gives me 9a. I realize I'm going really quickly. And the 1400 can move to the other side of the equal sign and become negative. And then if I divide both sides by 9, 1000 minus 1400 is negative 1400. Negative 1400 divided by 9 is going to be my a. Because these cancel, that's all just simplified. We're finished at this point. We have an a. This is not the most simplified fraction I've ever seen, but if you convert it into a decimal or a mixed number or whatever, it's fine. So any version of a is fine. We have the equation y equals negative 1400 over 9, x minus 4 in brackets squared plus 1400. That is the equation in standard form. We are finished. Okay, I am going to do the second problem now. So what I will do, because this is messy, is I'm going to shrink the first problem, and I'm going to erase all of this. I'm going to erase all of this answer. And now I'll make the second problem big so we can see it better, and I'll answer it. Okay, this time we're given the equation. They want to know what type of function. Well, this is quadratic. It's going to graph to make a parabola. So I'll just write quadratic. draw it, well, I have to graph it. It's going to open downwards. I can't really draw it well unless I know the maximum height and also the y-intercept. The y-intercept is given though, that's the 4. So I'm going to skip over the b part where I'm asked to draw it, and I'm going to write the equation in general form. It's already given in general form. Negative 10x squared plus 20x plus 4. And then I define a, b, c, which are the numerical coefficients of the 3 terms. So a equals negative 10, b equals 20, c equals 4. Then I can find the vertex, which is going to be the answer to c and d, really. All of this is about the vertex c, d, and e, by using a quick little formula. First I do b squared minus 4ac, that is my delta, my discriminant, so that's not a very good triangle, but anyway, which is going to be 20 squared minus 4, negative 10, and 4 multiplied. 20 squared is 400, the two negative signs cancel, so we have a plus, and this is 160. 4 times 10 times 4 is 160, so we have 560. I need that because the formula for the vertex is negative b over 2a, comma, negative delta over 4a, which in this case is negative 20 over 2 times negative 10, comma, negative delta, that's negative 560, over 4 times negative 10. Messy. And then I just simplify. Negative 20 over negative 20 is positive 1. And here the negative signs also cancel. 560 divided by 40 is 56 divided by 4, which is 14. So now I can graph it. If 14 is here, and let's say I decide to put 1 here on my x-axis. So I'm scaling the axis so that it'll fit nicely. The point 1, comma 14 is my vertex, and at that point I can draw my parabola. I did not draw it very well, and I admit it. And I have done B, which is to draw it, but I also have all the information I need for C, D, and E. The maximum height is going to be 14 feet. The time to reach the maximum was 1, I guess it's second. I didn't really ever see this, the x-coordinate defined, so I'm going to say it's 1 second. And the meaning of the maximum is after 1 second, the ball reaches maximum height of 14 feet. So I'll write all of that down because at this point we're finished. I will point out that I made up this equation at random, so those who like sports would realize that this is not very realistic, that it would take a whole second to get to only 14 feet in height. But it's enough to be able to answer the question, and that's going to be enough for now. I'm going to put this on YouTube and send the link to that student, and of course anyone else on YouTube who sees it, who finds it useful, is welcome to learn something from it.